Hey guys, long time no see. Currently kind of at a rough spot and haven't had time really get any videos done that I want to. But there's a few things I want to go over, and I had a little bit of time, so we're gonna do pretty much my first ever. We're gonna call it the fish room tour. I'm not sure how much space I have on my phone, so when it shuts off, we're gonna have to probably call it. But I think we could probably get through about 10 of these tanks back here. Go through, show you what I'm working on, kind of give you the quick update that I want to do on each of them. And just gonna go raw. A lot of the tanks aren't show tanks. I'm one of those guys that I only want to show you what's when it's looking really good. A few of them don't even have lights on; they're just strictly breeding tanks. So we'll flop some lights around maybe and show some of them off. I got some fish that I haven't even shown on an unboxing, but just got some stuff going on right now. I'm gonna be quiet on my channel for a little bit, and then we'll be back at it. And kind of surprising to me, I haven't posted for a while, and that subscriber count keeps going up. So I appreciate all the new ones. But if you stick with me, there'll be some future content coming your way. Just gonna be quiet for a little bit. So we'll get through it, and we're Spooker's driving me nuts because she's on her tank now. We'll jump over and we'll show her now. Okay, like I said, a lot of the tanks ain't show tanks. This is my Jungle Val tank that isn't supposed to be my Jungle Val tank. That's supposed to be the Dirted 29 in the back, but it is either going through some light issues or dirt, but we'll get to that. But this is my holding Java. I called it Java Moss. It's Jungle Val. Sorry, been a long day. We got a little spooker action. She's always loving the camera. Always loving the camera. This is tripod. Little 3-feeted kitty. I know. So feisty. So feisty. Anyways, not about a kitty channel, but she likes being on TV. Don't you? Alright. She'll be bothering us, I'm sure, later. But anyways. So this is my crossed Japan Blue line. What was started as with a lower sword, I crossed with a double sword. Quite a few generations later, never had anything other than the lower sword. Starting to see the double swords. And I did a really good job of staying on top of this line. And then, I don't know, life got busy. And I really kind of wanted to see where it was going to go. For a good excuse of why I let it go to where it is. Now, in this tank, excuse me, in this tank there's going to be some older females and males that aren't doing so good because they're well over a year old, and it's just kind of at the cycle of their life. You see I planted some plants and they've moved and done whatever they've done. Basically just a Jungle Val tank right at the moment. Spooker dive bomb. Hi, kitty kitty. They don't want to see you right now. They don't want to see you right now. I know. Bite, bite. I'm going to try and zoom in because we're 2-minute mark, and there's some in here that don't have really good tails, and then there's some and I can't hold still because Spooker is getting me. Let's go over here on the side. This tank is right by my door, and as you can see, this side's white and this side's brown. I'm kind of bought this as a kit. I know, bite, attack. I know. I was trying to refinish it because I liked it, but that's a kind of an in-between, might not ever finish it project. But you can see the colony of these guys is really, really big. Gonna just zoom in and we're gonna see if we can see some nice looking fish. You can see like this guy here, spot too big, don't like that. That guy's spot's too low. That guy's got weird color in the dorsal. You can't see anything because you just see my finger. But anyways, I really wanted this line to be perfect, and I just didn't dedicate the tank space to get it there. But I still got it. I can get it back. That guy's dorsal, or not dorsal, tail sword, if you've seen that, was just ginormous. And there's actually one that's swimming in here that's like a pingtail thingy. Anyways, a lot of fun. Right now, the main thing is just so I don't lose the valve. But you're not gonna catch it, probably. But the blue on these guys is amazing, and I need to spend time on that before I lose this tank. But we're gonna move, cause that's a long time. Next, let's see. Let's zoom back. So this is a little 10-gallon. I'm gonna try and block the glare. This is I got from my buddy Mark. These were the red bluegrass guppies. Now, Mark, if you remember that one fry that I asked about, it looked kind of like Mosaic-y. I kept him. And I remember talking about, like, to keep the line, you wanted to pull him, but I liked him better than I liked any of the others. And I was fine with letting him pass on his traits. So, currently working on this tank. There is some rabbit snails in here. I started to try and do a video saying that I had those. And I planted some plants and they decided to eat them all. So, pretty bare up front, because they pretty much wiped them out. These guys are kind of pretty. That guy is really old and I love him. I know he looks pretty rough right now, but back in his prime, he was an Instagram favorite. I liked him. I took a lot of photos of him. And then just the red bluegrass guys. They're not bad looking. But anyways, this tank is a little bit of guppy grass, a little bit of Java moss, a little bit of not in focus. Just a 10-gallon. We're gonna move on. This is my Cull tank. Once this tank gets really heavily stocked, I load it up and usually just take it to Petco and they rehome everybody for me. So there's some stunners in here, and there's some that don't look so hot, but I need to empty this tank out, and I'll probably make a solo video, I tell myself, when I do that. Now, for plants, these are the plants that I planted in the top tank that my rabbit snails ate. What I'll probably do is move them down just so they can chew up and eat and hopefully breed. And I have a really hard time with this Java fern of keeping the hair algae out of it with this tank, and it's just got the Aquanites cheapo eBay light, so I really wouldn't think it would have a problem, but it does. So this is just a Cull tank. It's probably about the best it honestly looks normally, but we're gonna move on. This is my recliner where we're gonna try and sit so we can get some video, and this wisher, and she is not gonna let us move into the chair. What a little pretty kitty, huh? Not bad for a little road fine kitty. Yeah. Oh yeah, fighter too. Alright. So this tank is right next to my easy chair. I wish you were in focus better today. There we go. Hopefully we're not 7 minutes in, just not getting in focus. But I post this tank a lot on Instagram as well. Probably throw my Instagram up there. But dark on that end. It's really hard because it's 20 long to keep these stem plants from growing out of the top. But this is basically my collection that I hopefully, when the rack scenario gets going, I can break them down and spread them out to like plant only tanks is what I tell myself. But right now you got a mixture of blue bulls, crystal blacks, crystal reds, goldens, just kind of everything and anything that comes out of these guys. It is a shrimp only tank, but it's just kind of a collection point at this stage. And I've been adding, so the substrate, sorry, squeaky, the substrate in this tank is actually breaking down to where it's not lowering the pH very well at all, so I've been adding a lot of wood, and that's why it's kind of hazy. And I got a huge pile of wood that I've been adding little wood plugs, but just, I don't like the haze part of it. And it's got a corner filter and freshly cleaned, and I don't know, it just needs a lot of work, but I got nowhere right at the moment for it to go. And you are biting me as well. Bite, 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 bite. That's what we do in this house. Bite, bite, bite. Yeah, I know. Okay, going down. This tank is super algae filmed on every side. If things had worked out well and we didn't get this quick cold snap in the winter, I was hoping to get some shrimp from Mark, and this is where they're gonna go. And I don't know, I might actually run it all the way to spring if I got to, just because I know you can't go in there. The inside I'm keeping up on, and you can see all the way down there. That's my crypt collection. They look really good, I just can't see them. Occasionally I'll scrape the front glass a little bit, but I want a really strong shrimp tank, and leaving all that algae and not so pretty is the way to go. And hopefully when I get them, they'll clean it up. But I gotta get all the guppies out. It's my original starburst line. 90% of these guys are the ones that I left that I didn't want to breed. There's one male I want to pull out for a side project, but I don't have room for that side project, so we'll get there eventually, Homewisher. Okay, a lot of rambling. It's a tank. It don't look very good, and most of my tanks right at this point don't look very good, but we're gonna move on. Okay, I don't even know if this is gonna make the cut. This is a, what was it, 2 trio I got in. These are half black greens. I got this lid just to keep the kitties out. The goal was just to breed these guys, and they're in there. I got huge calcium problems on this tank. Okay, you're not gonna see them, and that's a bummer. And I thought about moving the light over, but then the tank's just gonna look really bad, so we'll move on. Breeding project. Okay, these are a pair of 10s. These are my rainbow Tiger Endler colony. Got these from Mark as well as these guys. Anyways, sorry for, we'll try not to be so shady. Rainbow Tiger Endlers. I got some people that want them. They're really nice fish. What I did a really bad job on is I just worked on getting the population up, not so much on quality. So I want out of this line to have the fork tail, the basically look like a double sword, but it's more of a fork. And there's some that are silver and there's some that are yellow. I want yellow forks is what I want, and I got a lot of everything else, so I need to work on this line. I need to basically just do a hard reset, but I got it. I got the colony numbers up, and the funny thing is I didn't do a whole lot, and these guys breed enough that even with almost no cover, they were able to turn into a little colony. So I still got them. I do have plans of working on them, and hopefully sometime soon. And I always give my buddy Mark a hard time for not cleaning off the water spots, and man did I fail on that one. Okay, also from Mark, these were the Mosaics, and they never really worked out well for me. This is like my 4th time of trying to selectively breed, and I turned out with kind of not what I was going for, but they're pretty. I'm actually gonna take all these in, I think but one male, and I keep thinking that this would be a fun, maybe crossbreeding project, but they're pretty enough. I don't want to get rid of them, I don't think. I'm gonna try and spot that male and keep rambling to you guys. And I know if you follow me on my Instagram, I posted a picture of him before he got his body color, and he's just starting to get it. But maybe him there. But anyways, I'm not gonna be able to find it. But this was, like I said, multiple attempts of trying to clean it out the best I can, and there's still quite the differences between them. Females all look the same, but the males all have quite the different patterns. So we'll probably just keep the one or two that I like. I do have a trio from another group of these guys, so like cousins to these, that I'll probably mix that male with. But just these guys are gonna go. Next tank. This tank sits next to this window and gets way too much light, too much hair algae. Basically, when this plant gets tall enough, I'm just about ready on the next water change, cut off at the bottom. It'll regrow, it'll get so algae filled, and then I'll repeat the process. But maybe we can go this way. It's a 10-gallon hex. And it was just an auction item. I think I gave $6 for the whole tank stand and everything. But it has a Japan blue line also. That I did work a little bit, and then I just kind of let them colony breed. Like, there's a few funny looking tails, a few spots that aren't in very ideal locations. But it was at one time just a backup line. So I need to probably decide whether I'm really going to keep this tank even running altogether. Not one of my best favorites, so just pretty much backup. We're going to move on. Well, that will stick right next to it. I'm not sure what tank number count we are on, but we're up to 15 minutes unless I cut it down, so we're going to have to wrap it up pretty quick. But these guys just have my L183 plecos. There's like 13 of them or so in here. And I was hoping to see them more, and I never see them. They hide on the backside of this log. I drop in green beans up here. The littlest ones will come up and eat. I see them. The guppies that are in here were just fry that was left over from the Moscows I moved. And all but one male has problems, so these guys will all end up in the Cull tank and rehomed. So this is a 75 gallon that has a lot of potential, and I just need to do something with it. So more to come on this tank. Okay, let's see if I can find a steady spot, because this is not the greatest location. Okay, might have had to cut that in, but this is my well, it was Panda line. I added a whole bunch more plants, lots of cover. These guys never ended up breeding, so I added in some Moscows. This was the older Moscow, still doing good. If you can catch it in here, there will be fry swimming, like right there. There's fry in here of different generations or different batches. So it's doing really well. I got fry raising up in another tank, plus this guys are colony breeding, so we'll see what comes of this project. If you remember on the videos I've done on this, that really nice Moscow, the young one that I put in here, he was actually so good, after these guys started having fry, I pulled him out and put him back in my Moscow line, just so he had a chance to breed with the females that were in there. So I really like this plant. Wished it was a little cleaner for you guys, but oh yeah, there it is. Get the finger out of there because it don't focus on me. I like it. It's that Luigia. Stumbling on saying that, but looks good. I like it. This actually grows out of that 20 long faster than I know what to do with it. So, need to get some more tanks ready for it so I can spread it out. Alright, let's see if we can wrap this up. And I think we're going to end on this tank right here. This is my Nebula Steel tank. If you remember back to the videos, I ended up mixing, let's shut the back door, mixing two different lines of Nebulas. And this is the dirted, what used to be the Jungle Val tank. So either the dirt's done, which was actually potting soil, or the old T12 bulb needs replaced. But for some reason the valve is struggling big time, and I actually added some stem plants into this one, and this is where the rabbit snails were, and they chewed off everything I planted. I don't know the name of this plant. I got it from LRB, but they didn't eat this one. Obviously there's val there, but it's the red one. Anyways, that might be the only good stem that I planted that you can see. And there's some back there if they haven't eaten that already. But anyways, this is another tank that the population's almost at the max, so really need to go in and select the best males out and let it pretty much grow back to where it is. But the wood in the back is actually just is a maple tree that I trimmed off, let it dry out, submerged it. Snails love it. Looks really good for just a stick that I collected out of the yard. Key is to let it dry really well before you add it. But this is, I used to always call it the jungle tank, but it's getting a little bit to where you can see the back glass for once. So this next summer it's probably ready for a redo. But really like this tank. Spent a lot of time watching it, and it's at least 3 years old for a dirted aquarium. So everybody's like, well, they don't last very long, you know. And you can see I probably went to there with dirt, and then it's just like a blend to the top. So it's pretty deep, and didn't have a lot of trouble with it, and I would definitely do another one. So if you're actually never done a dirted tank, I would do it because it's fun and it's a good learning turn. But we're at the 21 minutes, and hello. All right, like I said, we're over 20 minutes, and you can't probably see me, but I was thinking I would go around and do a feeding, but that was gonna really draw it out. The hope is that in 20 minutes I give you an update on a few of my tanks, give you something to watch, and like I said, gonna be a little break, and then I'm gonna hope to get back into that routine of having time every week to get stuff uploaded to you guys. But just need to get some stuff taken care of first. But still here, still watching all your guys' channels, so keep making videos. Thank you.